Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a Conqueror Gun Carriage. It's the Tier 10 British SPG. This one's located on the south spawn of Overlord, and it's under the command of Oksydor of OLIMP. And he's on his NA account to actually third mark all of his vehicles.
Let's give it to 'em, chaps.
Game on! Well, it's a 9.2 inch howitzer, which equates to 233.7 millimeters in caliber, 1000 alpha, 59 millimeters pen, 11.6 meters on the burst radius, and that's radius, by the way, so footprint will be 22 meters, and stun duration between 13.5 and 33 seconds. It's a fake Arty because it never actually existed. They never made an Arty from the Conqueror hull. First shot.
You're all right. Now back to business.
Well, he splashes the CS63 for 98 hit points. Now, the reload is kind of long, 44.1 seconds, but we can see that Oksydor's reduced that to 35.79. So he has knocked 9 seconds off the reload time. Okay, looking towards the center there. In fact, there's a number of enemy tanks he's looking at the moment. The next one appears to be an Object 452K. Rounds out. Oh, that one hit him on the front. 232 hit points, but we can see the yellow mark appeared on the frontal plates. So I think that's some of his heaviest armor on the vehicle, and other than the turret, of course. And so, well, that's why he only got 232. But he did get a massive amount of stun assists. So I suspect that one of our teammates, possibly the Jaeger on our team, managed to get a shot into him, and that's where we picked up the extra. Rounds out straight away on the 452 again. Well, this time it was a little further away, but you can see that very big scar in the ground, which is the footprint. Now, the enemy's got a Jaeger and an E100 just around the corner from that bunker. And we've got a Blyskavica. I think that's a Blyskavica. Not absolutely sure if my pronunciation is right. But, of course, Oksydor is Polish, so he should be able to tell me and correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure he will. Rounds out. Looking for a hit. It was very close. 400 hit points from that shot. Okay, 2 tanks together now. This is rather silly from the enemy, because if you put 2 tanks together, then you're more than likely going to get both tanks hit at the same time by the same shell, and you might even get a bombardier. Although I'm not so sure the bombardier will happen at the moment, because both those tanks have still got a lot of hit points, but at the rate they're losing those hit points, this could be rather interesting. Rounds out. Well, the E100 died before our shell arrived, but the Jaeger was well within the blast radius, and he did actually get rid of his stun straight away. I don't know if you've noticed on the mini-map, but there's a large number of enemy tanks, including a Rheinmetall Panzerwagen, who are on the east side of the map. They're the ones who stayed in the field. And of course, on Overlord, the best place to play is on the field. Rounds out.
Just missed.
It went behind the Jaeger and landed just behind him, but it did stun him, and we got the stun assist, so that matters. With 3 tanks up on the enemy at the moment, so they really are suffering. Looks like down on the beach, things are going fairly well for our guys. Maybe not so well for the enemy. Now, they've got 2 tanks of their own down there. And, oh, look at this. He's just spotted that they do have a Blyskavica down on the surf
Still up. Now out.
in the water, and he took a hit for 275 there. Well, it doesn't protect you. Those little landing craft don't protect you from shots because, of course, shells from Arty can actually fly over the top of them. Now, we have lost a few tanks down the beach. Okay, looking around for a new target. There's the Jaeger again. That's the same Jaeger that we hit before. We're loaded, but we're not fully dialed in yet. Letting it settle. That's about right. Rounds out and good hit.
See that coming.
221 hit points, but it was a good hit. You can see where it landed, almost on the lower plate and on the upper plate as well. But it was outside those special shields that they have over the tracks. So the track shields didn't prevent it from getting hurt. In fact, he was almost showing his lower plate to us. Well, looks like the 60 TP might be next. That's another Polish heavy. Rounds out. Only 49 though, because that guy appears to know how to maneuver to avoid shells hitting him. It's a tier 10 game with only tier 10 tanks. So there's no option for extra XP by hitting a higher tier opponent. Until, of course, Wargaming brings in tier 11 tanks, which I think they might do if they ever have a Spinal Tap association, because they'd love to turn it up to 11. If you know what I mean, then you'll take the joke, yes. Because Spinal Tap does turn it up to 11. Okay, well, he's using the extra XP here, which means the extra HE, which is capable of doing more damage. It's 1,350 hit points of damage, 74 millimeters of pen, and oh dear, our Heshbarn just got derped. And now the Foch goes in for the dive and he ram kills. Oh my, what a shot! Well, the Foch managed to kill our Heshbarn by ramming him in the side, but then Oksydor managed to wipe out the Foch with a shell through the side of him. That was magnificent. We're now 3 tanks up over the enemy. They've only got 4 left. They've got a 60 TP, a TVP T5051, that Rheinmetall Panzerwagen, and of course their Arty, which is a T92 HMC.
Moving to support your position.
Okay, he's telling the 268 version 4, the Bobject, that he's trying to help him. But that 60 TP knows he goes for cover. It's got the cliff edge there protecting him. Rounds out. Well, it did land behind the 60 TP and stunned him, but that didn't stop the 60 TP from taking out our T57 Heavy. Problem is, now he's facing the Bobject and the 60 TP. And that 60 TP driver, that's the guy I said he knows how to drive, appears to be still surviving with 2 tanks who've got a lot of hit points. But it appears he's getting the better of them. We're loaded, rounds out.
Just missed. Loading's off now.
Well, unfortunately, he fired the stun HE in, and unfortunately stunned the 60 TP and the 268 version 4 as well as the enemy. And now we've lost the Bobject. Our 60 TP is retreating, and I think he was a bit angry as well because he just fired at a wreck. So the enemy's got a 60 TP and a Rheinmetall Panzerwagen. They lost their T92. That was taken out, and the TVP T5051 by our Guerrilla and our Object 268. And now the enemy's down to just 2 tanks. Now, as far as we can see, the 60 TP's on the lower level, or the cliff edge area. And the Rheinmetall Panzerwagen, we think he's actually near this tree line. Rounds out. Oh, he killed him! I think that Oksydor could see the target even though we couldn't. Apparently it was on stream and it was clipped. and he fired at the target, which he could see cutting across the tree line, seen by the T-62A, and he fired in and got the kill. Now, I can confirm that because I've seen the clip showing that he could see the target, so that wasn't a blind kill by cheating or anything like that. And the game is over. That was a very unusual ending to the game, but it was an ace tanker game to Oksydor of OLIMP in the Conqueror Gun Carriage. He managed to get his first ace. You only get the scrolls on the first time, and he's got them here. He also got a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 10, and he got a Confederate as well, for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. His win rate from this game, 3,518, which is Super Unicum standard. Very well played indeed. Let's have a look at team score. Didn't get the highest damage in the game. That went to the Foch 155 that he killed. He got 4,954 hit points of damage. The second highest damage actually went to the Object 268 version 4 on our team. And the third highest damage, well, that went to the Rheinmetall Panzerwagen that he killed as well with 3,821. Oksydor managed to get 3,150 hit points of damage. He was beaten by only 2 members of the enemy team, but 3 on his own, which puts him in 6th place when it comes to damage. When it came to kills, though, the high scorers were the Foch 155 and the 60 TP on their team. Both got 4 kills each. In joint 2nd place, we've got the Object 268 version 4, the T-62A, we've got Oksydor, and we got the Jaeger on our team. All got 2 kills, and only 1 player on the enemy team managed to get 2 kills. That was their Object 452K. And when it came to base XP, we can see the clear winner is the T-62A. He's the only one to get over 1,000 base. He got 1,020. The 60 TP got 980. And in 3rd place, the Object 268 version 4 with 952. But he's joined with, yes, Oksydor. In the Conqueror Gun Carriage, he got exactly the same base XP. So they're both in 3rd place. He fired 13 rounds in the game, only 13, got 4 direct hits on the enemy and 1 penetrating shot. That was the Rheinmetall Panzerwagen as far as I can see. 15 splashes as well. Let's check that Panzerwagen. I think it was a pen. Yes, it was. 1,382 hit points from just that shot alone. The shell must have penetrated, done a maximum damage. The other one, the Foch, yes, there you go, 268, 261 hit points of damage, but that was their best player, and he took him out after he, of course, jumped into our Hesh barn and managed to ram kill him in the side. Okay, he also damaged 9 of the enemy, killed 2, so there's the Confederate. 1,983 hit points of stun assist off 11 stuns, and there's your ace tanker. Combined damage of 5,000, over 5,000. On a premium count, he actually made a profit of 15,687 credits, and he got 7 bonds for this being tier 10, and took away 5,712 experience points, and that's including a completion mission for 2,856 XP as well. So he'll welcome that, because of course he's still training this crew up to get all of their skills. He doesn't have them all yet, and it is on his NA server, as I said, but sooner or later he will have this one 3rd marked. I'm sure of it. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.